pack a bag as we show you another travel destination on Long Island.
Welcome to beautiful Northport Village. Today we're going to be taking a walking tour of the historic business district of the village, and we're starting here at the beautiful home of Rita Winkler and her bed and breakfast called Hillcrest Manor.
Well, Hillcrest Manor Inn is a bed and breakfast located on Fox Lane, overlooking Northport Harbor and Northport Village. My husband Curtis and I are the innkeepers. We have 3 lovely guest rooms, and we're within walking distance of Northport Village. Aside from the restaurants and the shopping and the beach, there's also a beach area here. There's kayaking and such available as well. And it's also Northport Village is home to the wonderful, renowned John Engelman Theater, which is offers Broadway caliber shows. It's just it's a great experience. You can have dinner, go to the show. It's like being in Manhattan, but without the hassle of getting into New York City.
And what I really love about Northport is that it reminds me of my hometown and that it has a real small town feeling. There's such a sense of community here. There's such a love of the history and such a rich, beautiful history here. It's really just a neat place, and I think a really unique jewel on Long Island. Right now we're standing on the corner of Main Street and Woodbine Avenues, and behind me on my right is the Edward Thomson Law Book Company. The Edward Thomson Company moved to Northport in the 1880s from Chicago and heralded a new change to the community. Originally, the community was very focused on industry and shipbuilding. The harborfront was full of shipyards. When the Thomson Company came to Northport, they employed a lot of lawyers who wrote the law books that they published. So what happened was these highly educated men from the cities demanded a lot of changes to the community. And it's in the late 1800s and early 1900s that we see the community starting to take shape as it looks today. The trolley service was established shortly after the building of the law company, as well as daily newspapers, running water inside the homes, electric lights, and a steamer service right from the village dock here, a daily steamer service into Manhattan. These buildings date back to the 1890s, and the first 5 buildings behind me really are pretty much true to the original of what they were built like back, again, in the 1890s. The second building in on that side is very unique. It has 2 different distinct architectural styles, the Flemish steps on the roof and then the archway, which is in a Romanesque style. It dates back to 1895, and it was originally the home of one of several banks on Main Street. Our next point of interest is the current home of Cow Harbor Fine Gifts and Collectibles, which is behind me on my left. The facade you see on the building was added in the 1930s when a company called Schotterman's Bakery opened their doors there. And they were in business for about 10 years here on Main Street. But when the business closed, they decided it was too complicated to remove the ovens. So the ovens for the Schotterman's Bakery are actually still in the wall of that shop. But what's really interesting is if you look behind the Art Deco facade on the building, you can see the peak of the original building was actually built in the 1870s. It was built by a man by the name of Francis Olmsted, who was building a location to sell the furniture he made. While digging the foundation, Mr. Olmsted hit something very hard, and thinking it was a rock, decided he had to remove it to make sure his foundation was stable. When he pulled that out, though, it turned out not to be a rock, but a sea chest. And inside the sea chest was $2,000 worth of gold Spanish coins. So that was about 1871, so that $2,000 was probably worth a lot more than $2,000 today. And it's my understanding that descendants of his actually still have a couple of those gold coins in their possession.